I never imagined my life would change in such a cruel way, and certainly not at the moment when I needed support the most. When I look back at everything that happened, it almost feels like it was someone else living that life. But it wasn't. It was me, a simple woman, full of dreams, who believed that love was enough to hold a family together. My husband and I lived in the countryside. Life wasn't easy, but it was honest. We woke up before the sun, worked all day, and even when we were exhausted, we still found time to talk about the future. We made plans. We talked about our baby who was on the way. I was 6 months pregnant, and with each passing day, I felt more connected to that child. I would place my hand on my belly and imagine what he would look like, what it would be like to hear him call me Mom. That gave me strength. Even with so little, I felt rich because I believed I had a family. And maybe that was my biggest mistake, because while I was building dreams, someone else was quietly destroying everything. That's when the farm owner's daughter showed up. She didn't belong to that world. She was different from everything we knew. She arrived with fancy clothes, strong perfume, confidence, and a look that always seemed to want more. At first, I wasn't worried. To me, she was just another person from the city who would stay for a while and then leave. But she didn't leave, and little by little, she started getting closer. First, it was small conversations, then laughter, then looks that lasted longer than they should have. I noticed, but I chose to ignore it, maybe because it was easier to pretend everything was fine than to face the possibility of losing everything. My husband started to change. He became distant, quieter. Sometimes he seemed physically present, but mentally far away. I asked him what was going on, and he always said it was just exhaustion, worries about money, life problems. And I believed him, because trusting was easier than doubting. Until the day everything fell apart. I remember it like it was yesterday. He came home different, avoiding my eyes. He packed a few clothes, just a few things. I asked what was going on, what he was doing, and he simply said he needed to leave. I felt an emptiness instantly. I asked about our child. I asked about us. And he just said he couldn't stay anymore. And he left, without hugging me, without looking back, without saying goodbye to the child who hadn't even been born yet. In that moment, it felt like something had been ripped out of me, like everything I believed in had been a lie. I stood there, frozen, trying to understand what had just happened. But deep down, I knew. He left with her, with the farm owner's daughter, and I stayed, alone, pregnant, abandoned. The days that followed were the hardest of my life. The house felt empty, too quiet. Every corner reminded me of him. Every detail made me cry. I felt weak, lost, without direction. But life doesn't wait, and when my son was born, everything changed. I remember the moment I held him for the first time, small, fragile, completely dependent on me. And in that instant, something inside me shifted. I could no longer be that broken woman. I had to be strong, for him. The routine was hard, much harder than before. Working in the fields, taking care of a baby, dealing with the pain all at once. Many nights I cried in silence, afraid, insecure, not knowing if I could handle it. But even so, I kept going, until one day I made a decision. I decided to study. Many people thought I was crazy. They said that wasn't for me, that I should accept the life I had. But I didn't. I studied at night while my son slept. I studied exhausted, sometimes without understanding anything. But I didn't quit, because now I had a bigger reason. Years passed, and every small step made me stronger, until the day came. The day I graduated. A lawyer. I couldn't hold back my tears. It wasn't just an achievement. It was proof. Proof that I had survived, that I had overcome. With time, I got a job, started earning my own money, and rebuilding my life. And then I did something that once seemed impossible. I bought a house in the city. Mine. Ours. My son and I finally had a place to truly start over. A new routine, new opportunities, a new life. And for the first time, I felt peace. Until the past came back. One day, leaving work, well-dressed, confident, getting into my car, I heard someone call my name. It was him. But he wasn't the same man. He looked broken, dirty, thin, with empty eyes. It was impossible not to see how life had crushed him. He told me the farm owner's daughter had left him, that when she got tired, she simply threw him away. He lost everything, no money, no home, ended up on the streets. And there he was, in front of me, asking for forgiveness, saying he made a mistake, that he wanted to come back, that he wanted to be a father to our son. I listened to everything, without interrupting, without emotion. And when he finished, I looked at him calmly and said, "You lost me the day you chose to leave." He tried to insist, said he had changed, that he had learned, that he wanted another chance, but I wasn't the same woman anymore. I took a deep breath and finished. "Go back to the farm owner's daughter. She's the one you destroyed everything for." The silence between us was heavy, but necessary. I got into my car and drove away, without looking back, because in that moment I understood something that changed my life forever. Being abandoned wasn't my end. It was the beginning of my strength. And him? He became nothing more than a reminder of everything I will never accept in my life again.